Hello, this is Abdurrahman. I work with Amal in Corridor project game for this course. So once you clone the repo reported in the project report, you can just hit np install, then followed by npm run build command, follow with the npm run dev. So you can view the game locally on the board 3000. Once the game is launched, you can let's start with just putting any random username and should not be allowed because that username doesn't exist. So I try to log in with my username, and this is the home page as shown here. On the other side, I try to create a new account with a different browser. So that account should start with the same account I just logged in, and this should not be allowed because that account it already exists. So I try to create just very simple username and password, and this should not be allowed as well because it should meet minimum requirement for username and password. So I try to meet that requirement by hitting a strong password and re-enter the password again. And here we go. This is the new account. There is no available game at this time. So if one of the players decided to create a game, let's say let's play, so that game, it should be empty unless someone try to join, which is show up here. So the idea is once the player decided to leave before someone joined, that's super easy. That should not make him loser. But if the other player decided to join the game, then this is how it looks like. So the first condition that if someone right now try to leave the game, he should be warned that he's gonna lose that game, and the other player should win that game. Other condition is when someone just, let's say, crash system or network, but in this case I try to use another browser, it should return to the same game. So the green box means that the player has to start with the available walls at the beginning with the 6 walls, and there is a timer to make the decision. Either he want to put the wall or move the pawn one step. So let's say that player decided to think. At that time, the other side of the player should not be allowed to edit anything. So he put the wall. Right now, that turn move to the red player. At this time, both of them, they cannot enter the history of the previous games, just to prevent any cheatings. Each player has to follow the game rules. For example, he cannot move the pawn randomly. For example, move it to somewhere here. But he has to follow the gray boxes that is allowed. Also, under the counter, there is a message telling the life of the game. For example, who has to play first, and if someone tried to block other player. Let's see that one of the players decided to completely block the player. Should not be allowed because that will against the rules there. And also, if the player has 0 walls, he cannot put any more walls. He only allowed to move there. If the player decided to jump the wall, he cannot as well. And once the player is about to win, the message should show up telling that player won the game. To view the history of all players of this game, leaderboard show that the wins, the losses, the total games for each player. If someone would like to view the history of a specific player, green means winner, red means the loser, just to hit any playback and it will show a demonstration of the game without changing anything there. If someone would like to view it in any kind of format, let's say once I hit JSON file, actually I haven't installed the JSON format. After I install it, I found it readable for any games there. I hope this video demonstrate the whole game, and thanks a lot.